Hello and welcome back. Now the next conversation that we have, it says in 5 years' time. It doesn't mean that we will have a conversation in 5 years' time. It's the title of the conversation. It's about an interviewer and an interviewee. Do listen to the conversation and let's look at how the conversation flows. Now this is a more formal conversation where an interviewer will ask a few questions to the interviewee. Should we begin? Let's go.
Right. Why are you here?
I am here to appear for an interview. I have applied for the position of Customer Care Executive in Convergys.
Why do you want to join Convergys?
I want to join Convergys because it is one of the best companies in the world. I want to work in a good atmosphere where I can grow as a professional.
Are you serious about working?
Yes, I am focused on getting a job in a good organization like Convergys.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
5 years is a long time. Anything can happen in 5 years' time.
What do you think will be happening in your life?
If all goes well, I'm going to be a Canadian citizen. Well within 5 years. Actually, my aunt is settled in Ottawa. She is sponsoring my immigration to Canada. When I get there, I'll work day and night. I'll put my dollars together in order to return to India to spend my money.
You could earn and spend in India.
What could I earn in India? Nothing. I will get rich by immigrating. I will move to Canada by hook or by crook. Then, when I return home, I will be living in a luxury flat and driving a flashy car, of course.
You won't have much time to grow as a professional with Convergys.
That is only for the time being. I am talking about the future.
So am I. I think you should concentrate on your future plans. Nice meeting you.
Same here. So now what's happening in this conversation? The interviewer has asked, what are you doing here? What are you going to be doing in 5 years? Because interviewers, as in organizations, generally try and look for a person who they can keep for a long time, yes, and can invest in the person in trainings, developments, in different courses, and so the person can become an asset to the company. And so giving an answer like, I will be immigrating to Canada, which I'm sure many people in Punjab have a dream of going away and immigrating somewhere else, and so many have. Also, the Punjabi diaspora is in different parts of the world. Now here, it's gone the other way, meaning the person's plans for the future of going and settling in Canada have gone against him getting a job in Convergys.
Absolutely.
Why has that happened?
Because the company is not, able to see any kind of a future with this guy in the
Absolutely.
company. The vision is very limited.
Yes, the vision is limited, so they feel that if they give the job to this person, he might and he will go away in a year or two.
And two, he won't be serious about the job.
He's not going to be serious about the job because he already does not have that as the focus. His focus is elsewhere. His focus is
to go abroad.
So that's how the conversation is flowing in 5 years' time. So let's do an exercise to pick the right option. Here.
Alright, sorry.
No, if you could read the sentences and we can carry on with the exercise.
I'll put my dollars together in order to return to India to spend my money.
Now here, you have to pick the right option. Work hard and earn a good salary, or earn a good income and save money, or save money by leading a stingy life. Which is the best option here?
I believe work hard and earn good salary would not be an option because he could have done that here.
Yes.
So it would be save money by leading a stingy life.
Stingy life is what he's saying, yes. I will move to Canada by hook or by crook.
As a result of one's hard work, by fair or unfair means, with the help of a family connection.
Yes, exactly. Now, I will move to Canada by hook or by crook generally would mean?
By fair or unfair means.
Hook or by crook means fair or unfair means. Now, in your opinion, the applicant fails to clear the interview because?
He is not serious about the job, he does not agree with the interviewer, or lack of values or integrity.
So which one do you think it is?
I guess he's not serious about the job.
He's not serious about the job, absolutely. That's because he's immigrating to Canada. Now compare the statements.
I'm focused on getting a job in a good organization like Converges. If all goes well, I'm going to be a Canadian citizen well within 5 years.
Yes. Now, in these two statements, I'm focused on getting a job in a good organization like Converges, and if all goes well, I'm going to be a Canadian citizen well within 5 years. Now, in these two statements,
he's contradicting his own first statement.
Yes.
He first says that I'm focused, that my focus is for a good organization like Converges. However, he also somehow mentions that his basic aim, his focus is not on Converges, but to be a Canadian citizen.
So if you see the two statements, he's contradicting himself, as she just said, which of course will not get him to any job. Yes? Let's get on with the next one, which is conversation using idioms and phrases. Now, a phrase is what?
A phrase is a group of words that are used together in a fixed expression.
And an idiom is?
Fixed expression, which is different in meaning from the individual meaning of the words.
Let's look at what a phrase and an idiom is in examples.
The girls dress up for the farewell party.
The girls dress up for the farewell party is a phrase.
I'm sure they will dress to kill this year as well.
I'm sure they will dress to kill this year as well. So dress and dress, both the words in both the phrase and the idiom, but used differently, give different meanings. Yes?
An idiom is a special kind of phrase. The meaning of the mere phrase is easier to understand. The idiom is more complex because it has a meaning other than the simple sense of the word.
Absolutely. An idiom is a special kind of a phrase. The meaning of the mere phrase is easier to understand. The idiom is a more complex because it has meaning other than the simple sense of the words.
For example, we just read one, right? Dress to kill. It doesn't mean literally killing a person.
Exactly. It really doesn't mean that she's dressed to go kill someone. It means that somebody who looks extremely good looking.
Yes.
Once the person is dressed up, the person looks very good looking. So we have a brain teaser here.
So what does the color black symbolize in a film starring Rani Mukherjee?
The film's name was
Black.
So what does it symbolize? The options are
night, blindness, darkness, or ignorance.
So what is it according to you? The black symbolized what in the film? Have you seen the film?
Yes, I have.
And how was it?
Pretty nice, pretty good. Something I didn't really expect Bollywood would come up with.
Well, I thought it was slow and somber.
Was it?
Yes. So what does black symbolize?
I believe blindness.
Blindness was what she was blind in the movie, I think.
Yes, she was.
And so black meant her darkness inside and outside because she was blind.
Right.
So the blindness, it was being symbolized. So of course, here they've used the term black to symbolize something. It didn't mean Rani Mukherjee had black all over herself. No, it meant the blindness in her eyes was black. Now the blackout. I will read out this passage and then we will discuss it.
Sure.
There was a blackout in the evening. Daddy was in a black humor. It had come to his notice that Deepak, the black sheep of the family, was running away from school. Daddy saw the matter in black and white. He would have thrashed Deepak black and blue, but Deepak was in bed with high fever. Daddy was in no mood to attend the black tie party at the office, so he could only read by candlelight. He opened the newspaper to read about the black market. Now we've used black here in this entire passage many times, in very different ways. For example, in the first sentence we have,
there was a blackout in the evening.
A blackout in the evening. A blackout in the evening means when there is
no light, no electricity.
No light, no electricity. A blackout. So here a blackout means everything, no light. Yes? Daddy was in a black humor. Which means?
Basically, he was not in a very good mood.
He was not in a good mood. Daddy was not in a good mood. Black humor.
Right.
It had come to his notice that
Deepak, the black sheep of the family, somebody I believe very different from the rest.
absolutely very different from sheep. Generally are white or cream in color, and so this was the black sheep of the family. Means the person who's not like the others stands out.
Always or usually taken in a negative manner.
In a negative manner, yes.
Not in a positive manner. Like, if it's not like he's standing out to be a great guy.
Absolutely. The black sheep of the family means, this was the person who was not the good kinds, yes.
Daddy saw the matter in black and white.
Daddy saw the matter in black and white means that there was no grey. There was either good or bad. It was right or wrong. So it was black and white.
He would have thrashed Deepak black and blue.
Black and blue means a lot of beatings. Yes.
You basically get bruised.
Bruised. Black and blue, yes.
But Deepak was in bed with high fever. Daddy was in no mood to attend the black tie party at office. Maybe a formal party?
A formal party. A formal party where you need to be dressed formally at the office or anywhere else is generally called a black tie party.
Like, you cannot wear your casuals and
you
walk
cannot
in.
wear your casual, you can't wear coming in slippers. You need to wear formal attire and go there.
That's correct. So he could only read by the candlelight. He opened the newspaper to read about the black market.
Now the black market?
How do I express it?
It's not the market which has been painted black. It is not. It's the secondary market, which is not the official or the legal market. It's the black market, where people are selling maybe smuggled or non-official goods. Isn't that the black market? So now we have match the columns. We have an exercise A and B. Now please remember, teachers, these are exercises and these conversations that are given to you for you to use in class with your students. Of course, you know all the idioms and phrases as well and how to use them. These are just practice for you to use in class. So if you could read the column A and B.
Right.
Column A.
Column A would be black and blue, black and white, black humor, black market, blackout, black tie, black sheep. Column B, bad mood, illegal economy, power cut, outcast, bruised, absolutely clear, formal wear.
Okay. So now we need to match the following.
Why don't they take a minute and
But take a minute, all the teachers here, and you could match the following and tell us what is black and blue, what is black and white. We can see some teachers here. Black humor, black market, blackout, black tie, and black sheep.
All right.
So, black and blue, as we said, means bruised. Black and white is absolutely clear. It's either black or white. Black humor is a bad mood. The black market is the illegal economy. A blackout is a power cut. A black tie is formal wear, and black sheep is obviously the outcast. Yes? So black and blue is bruised, black and white is absolutely clear, black humor is bad mood, black market is illegal economy, blackout is power cut, black tie is formal wear, and black sheep is the outcast. So, a dress code for a formal party. Fill in the blanks with a single color. We're talking about color. Here, very important and very interesting exercise we have. We are using only colors to express something. So, if you could read out the sentences, and then we will try and do it yourself, and then we will look at the answers.
Correct. Dash-eyed boy. Once in a dash moon. Dash blood. Out of the dash. Dash print. dash collar worker.
There are not too many. Dash-eyed boy, once in a dash moon, dash blood, out of the dash, dash print, and dash collar worker. So, should we do the...
Yes, we should.
Yes. The answers are, the first one, dash-eyed boy.
The blue-eyed boy.
The blue-eyed boy. Now, is the boy actually blue-eyed? Or what does it mean? Someone who's a blue-eyed boy is someone who's someone's favorite. If someone is someone's favorite, you say he or she is the blue-eyed boy.
Once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon.
It means once in a while. Very rare happening.
Means not very often, it's very rare.
Blue blood.
Blue blood
Royal blood.
is royal blood. Is royalty is called blue blood. Which means nothing else, but it's just that they are not that common.
That's correct. Out of the blue.
Out of the blue.
Out of, as in, you were not expected and it suddenly happened, so that will be out of the blue. Something very unexpected.
Yes, that's out of the blue.
Blueprint.
Blueprint. And?
Oh, it could be a white collar.
Or white collar worker or a blue collar worker. So it could be either a blue collar or a white collar worker. Which means what? A white collar worker is who?
A person who has for example, a lawyer.
A lawyer is a white collar worker. So, this is a passage, the blue-eyed boy. She will read it out and then we will look at what we are doing with this passage. Blue-eyed boy.
The senior surgeon, blue-eyed boy. Ajay had blue blood in his veins. His parents had sent him to a good school, and then they let him be. They told him to study only once in a blue moon. He went on to a medical college and specialized in cardiac surgery. Out of the blue, or so it seemed to his family, he got a prestigious position with WHO. As per the blueprint of his appointment letter, the blue-collar worker was very well paid indeed.
So, the blue-eyed boy. The senior surgeon's blue-eyed boy, Ajay, had blue blood in his veins. As we said, blue blood in his veins meaning he was royalty. Blue-eyed boy meaning the senior surgeon's favorite. His parents had sent him to a good school and then they let him be. Let him be? When you let someone be, what does it mean?
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
Let him be was leave him alone. They told him to study only
once in a blue moon.
Which means
he was not asked to study all the time, but he could study on and off kind of situation. Not often.
He went on to a medical college and specialized in cardiac surgery. Out of the blue, or so it seemed to his family, he got a prestigious position with the WHO. Yes? Out of the blue?
Out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere.
Something that wasn't expected out of him. Or maybe out of the situation.
Yes. As per the blueprint of his appointment letter, the blue-collar worker was very well paid indeed.
Right, that's correct. As per the blueprint of his appointment, basically, even in architecture, when you get your house done, right? So it gives you a blueprint, basic, how do I put it? A basic format. So that's a blueprint.
Okay. The blue-collar worker was very well paid indeed means someone who is privileged. He's a blue-collar worker. So the blue-collar worker was very well paid indeed. Blue-collar worker means a laborer. Okay. The white-collar job was very well paid indeed. An educated professional would have a white-collar job. It happened suddenly and was not expected it out. To figure it out.
Yeah, so this would be out of the blue.
Out of the blue. So, some idioms based on the color red. To see red means somebody saw danger. He saw red. Or, even when someone's angry, someone sees red. Red-handed, the thief was caught red-handed.
To be caught all of a sudden.
Yes.
Or with some kind of a proof.
Yes. you see, these are just idioms that we've based on the color red. It's just to make the conversation and the learning a little interesting. So you could pick up a day when children have to get something red and talk about it. One, it gets the conversation going, and of course, here you could use idioms that also have red in them. Red-handed, of course, when the person is caught in the act. Red letter day is a holiday, is a red letter day.
As in already defined holidays that we already have, like the government holidays. So they would be the red letter day.
Yes, a red herring. What's a red herring? Is a herring? Herring is what? A herring is a fish. And is a fish red? So tomorrow is when I will ask you what a red herring is, because I don't want to give you all the answers. Some answers should come from you as well. So we will pick up one of the teachers in any school randomly, and we will ask you what a red herring is. So be prepared. Red-faced, he was left. Red-faced means he was embarrassed. And red tape is too much bureaucracy. Is too much bureaucracy. Thus, the super hit. Okay, thus is the story. Let's read the passage now. Thus is the exciting story of a manhunt for a global terrorist. The villain has planned mass murder in Toronto. He is caught red-handed. The climax happens right on the red letter day. It is not an easy operation for an anti-terrorism expert. They are bogged down by red tape. The chief is red-faced after an agent turns out to be an enemy informer. And a car bomb is a red herring for the real murder weapon, a bomb in a plane. The movie ends with a touching self-sacrifice of one of the agents. The chief finally sees red and shoots the villain dead. Now what is happening is, most of these phrases have been used in this passage.
To give you a better understanding.
These idioms that we had are being used in this passage to give you a better understanding. So let's see the meaning of the phrases.
Correct. See red, get very angry.
To see red is get very angry.
Red-handed, caught in the act.
Is caught, yes.
Red-faced is embarrassed. A red herring, issue raised for distraction. Red letter day, very important day. Red tape, a bureaucrat delay.
Is a bureaucratic delay. So a red letter day is a very important day, which means that it's marked red. Generally what used to happen is, you had very old calendars on the wall, and all the Sundays or the holidays were marked red. And of course some other days were marked red as well, which were very important days. Nowadays, usually on your phones and on your mobile phones or anywhere else, you also have a calendar, and nobody really looks at red letter days anymore. But this phrase has still carried on. A red letter day means a very important day. To see red, to get angry, to get very angry. Red-handed, caught in the act. Red-faced is to be embarrassed. A red herring, we've given you the answer that you needed to do as homework for tomorrow, is an issue raised for distraction. And a red letter day, a very important day, and red tape, bureaucratic delay. So, now that you know these meanings, if you read the passage here, thus is the exciting story of a manhunt for a global terrorist. The villain has planned mass murder in Toronto. He is caught red-handed. The climax happens right on the red letter day. It's not an easy operation for the anti-terrorism experts. They are bogged down by red tape. The chief is red-faced after an agent turns out to be an enemy informer. And a car bomb is a red herring for the real murder weapon, a bomb in a plane. The movie ends with a touching self-sacrifice of the agents. The chief finally sees red and shoots the villain dead. Now, figure it out.
In bullfighting, the
matador
or a bullfighter waves his cape to provoke the bull into charging. Like a bull, I become aggressive when I...
So, figure it out. This is what you need to fill in. In bullfighting, the matador or bullfighter waves his cape to provoke the bull into charging. Like a bull, I become aggressive when I see
red.
red. I've given you the first answer. Next one you have to figure it out yourself.
The math teacher dash when students don't do their homework. In a family of doctors, a son with a BA degree is likely to be a dash. The brothers were separated in childhood, dash they reunite as adults.
So here, in fill in the blanks, the maths teacher,
Red.
so now we'll give you the answers. The maths teacher sees red when the students don't do their homework.
In a family of doctors, a son with a BA degree is likely to be a black sheep.
Is likely to be a black sheep.
The brothers were separated in childhood. Out of the blue, they reunite as adults.
Perfect. The brothers were separated in childhood. Out of the blue, they reunite as adults. So, I could be
Red with embarrassment, green with envy, blue with cold, black with anger, white with fear, grey with pain.
all of these are also color-based idioms. Red with embarrassment, green with envy,
blue with cold, black with anger, because they've used black with anger because it's a very dark color. It's
Yeah.
a very dark shade. And
Okay.
anger is supposed to be very aggressive and very dark. That's the way black. That's how black is being associated with anger.
Okay.
White with fear. Usually, when we get scared, the blood drains out of our face, so we go all white. That is why white is being, associated with fear.
Yeah. And
Grey with pain.
gray with pain. Also another way, when the blood runs out of your face and you are gray with pain. Now, some examples are:
When my grandfather mistook me for my mom, I went red with embarrassment.
yes, these are examples of how to use these idioms. Please remember, start making your students also use them, and also, of course, something that you can use as well. When my grandfather mistook me for my mom, I went red with embarrassment.
Okay. I was blue with cold on the winter day.
I was blue with cold on the winter day.
Usually, if you stay in a hilly area, right, where there's snowing and everything, so with snow at times you get chilblains. Okay, chilblain is nothing but when your fingers, they swell up and they turn blue
yes.
with cold. So that is why blue is also associated with winter.
Excellent, good to know. It's something that she just told us about, getting chilblains if you live in a hilly area. Have you lived in a hilly area?
Yes, I've studied there, so
Okay.
really, I can associate with that.
Okay.
Chilblains are nothing but frostbite. A minor version of a frostbite would be a chilblain.
Okay.
Okay. So the player had broken his ankle on the field. His face was grey with pain.
The player had broken his ankle on the field. His face was grey with pain.
My brother is rather short-tempered. He was black with anger when his friends teased him about being fat.
Yes, my brother is rather short-tempered. He was black with anger when his friends teased him about being fat.
Honey Unhoney was a scary horror show. I was often white with fear by the time each episode ended.
Honey and Honey was a scary horror show. I was often white with fear by the time each episode ended. So this is how some of the color idioms have been used in examples, so that you could see. Now listen carefully to the conversation between Deepak and his mother. Underline all the idioms based on colors.
Alright, so in this conversation, I'll be the mom and he'll be Deepak. Alright, so hello. Who's there? Oh, it's your dad. Deepak,
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. He's alright, we'll start again.
Yes.
Hello, who's there? Oh, it's your dad, Deepak. He's skipping the black tie party he had to go to. I'm afraid he's in a black humor. Your class teacher called us this afternoon. But don't worry, dear. I'll talk to Daddy.
He'll be black with anger, Mom. He sees things in black and white.
Ajay is a doctor, and his parents just dumped him in a boarding school. They met him only once in a blue moon.
I'm the black sheep of the family.
Actually, you're my blue-eyed boy.
What did Daddy say to Ma'am?
He said he would thrash you black and blue for running away from school. You're lucky to be in bed with fever. He was red-faced when he got the news. Never mind all that. Tell me what you did on your day out.
We saw a great film, Mom. Thus,
Tell me the story.
there's a bomb in a car, but that is a red herring. The real bomb is in a plane.
Really?
Yes. So, here we needed to underline all the idioms that were color-based. So, we have, he's skipping the
Black tie.
black tie. The black is here.
The
And-
black tie is the formal party that
Formal
he was
party?
supposed to go. Then it's a black humor. I'm afraid he's in a black humor where he signifies that he's not in a good mood. Your class teacher called us this afternoon, but don't worry, I'll take care of it. So basically in this conversation, she has expressed, or she has told her son that she was that his dad was very angry, and that he's even missed the formal,
Black
dinner
tie party,
the
yes.
black tie party.
The
that he-
formal dinner party that they had.
Correct.
Yes. He'll be black with anger, Mom. And again, black with anger is the idiom, and black and white.
Right.
In the next sentence, Ajay is a doctor and his parents just dumped him in a boarding school. They met him only once in
So
a...
a blue moon,
So
once in
here-
a while, like very
Yes.
rare case, that would be once in a blue moon.
So once in a blue moon is the idiom here. I'm the black sheep of the family again.
The
we
black
said
sheep would be again
someone who is...
outcast.
Yes. And the black sheep is the idiom. Actually, you're my blue-eyed boy.
So the blue-eyed boy would be here again, a idiom here.
Yes.
He said he would thrash you black and blue for running away from school. So here, black and blue thrashing, as it itself explains, right? You would be bruised all over. So that's what it's signifying. You're lucky to be in bed with fever. He was red-faced. So another idiom here would be red-faced. That basically means
That means he was
angry.
angry. Yes. Then he saw the film and there was a red herring. The red herring means a distraction,
Or maybe a false alarm.
a false alarm. So now a little test. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate idiom based on colors.
Preeti.
Okay.
Hi Rekha, how was the movie?
Not very good. The suspense had built up for over an hour and then, dash, there was a song and dance sequence. It made me dash. What are you doing these days?
What are you doing these days?
I'm a sales executive with Tata Indicom.
There's no job security in that.
That's true, but there's no in the private sector, so no one can be more productive. So, in the first one, Rekha, not very good. The suspense built up for over an hour and then, what do you think it would be? Out of the blue. There was a song and dance sequence. It made me red in the face.
Yeah. Red
made
face
me-
would also go there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or,
I was still thinking about it.
okay, it made me red in the
The
face.
face.
What are you doing these days? I'm a sales executive with Tata Indicom. In this conversation, there is no job security in that.
That's true, but there is no.
Dash in the private sector. So
There is
no
no-
one can be more productive.
You could say black and white. There's nothing,
Yes,
very
there's
clear.
no black and white in private sector, so one can be more productive. Nothing is clear in the private sector. Okay, good. Now, idioms based on animals. Something even more interesting. Let's go through this. Good morning, ma'am.
You're late.
Actually, it was raining cats and dogs at Model Town where I live.
I believe you arrive by car every morning.
Cab, ma'am. I don't own a car. The cab driver had a fight with his colleague. They fought like cats and dogs. So I got late.
I can smell fishes. I can smell fish. We have engaged a reputed cab service for the convenience of our employees. The drivers are very professional.
No, ma'am, they are not professional. They race each other all the time. The last time I was late, the driver chased another cab all the way to the next sector before turning back for the office.
That Mr.
Sorry.
That, Mr. Kumar, is a cock and hen story, a cock and a bull story. The driver was only on left side of the double lane road. Now don't be a cat. And if you arrive late at work again, it will be the final straw to break the camel's back. The last straw on the camel's back. Do I make myself clear?
So, here we have some of the idioms based on animals. The first one, of course, raining cats and dogs.
Means raining very heavily.
Very, very heavily. Yes.
Right. Cats and dogs, usually that's a phrase, our parents also use. You fight like cats and dogs.
Yes.
That's because cats and dogs never get along.
Never get along and always are fighting. And here, in raining cats and dogs means it was so much rain that it could be raining cats and dogs. Yeah. Yes. It was so unbelievable, because if it rains cats and dogs, it's unbelievable. It's the same way that the rain was unbelievable, so it was raining cats and dogs. They fought like cats and dogs, as she's just explained earlier. I can smell fishes, which means the idiom is it smells fishy.
I doubt what you're saying.
I doubt what you're saying is the meaning of something. I can smell fishes.
Fishy.
Yes? No, ma'am, they are not professional. Here we don't have any other idioms with animals. In the next one we have, it's a cock and hen story. A cock and bull story is what or the idiom is, which means what? Which means a story that someone has just made up. It's not something that is of any value. Or it can be based on any fact.
Now don't be a cat, a catty.
Don't be catty means what?
Basically a person who doesn't own up to his problems or maybe his circumstances
and
or
makes excuses for it.
Right.
It will be the final straw to break the camel's back.
So basically, my confidence, out here it means that you're going to kill the confidence that I've left with you.
Yes.
So I might not, believe you next time you come up with any kind of
any kind of excuse. Pick an alternate idiom. I think it smells fishy. I smell a cat. I smell a rat, or I smell a dog.
I smell a rat.
I smell a rat is the alternate idiom for it smells fishy.
Rohit is like a bull in a china shop.
Which means what? He gets very angry. He's not a gentle person, or he's a clumsy person. I think here it's not a gentle person. A bull in a china shop. China is your chinaware, like porcelain, plates and cups. And if a bull goes in there, you know what's going to happen to the plates and cups. It's all going to break. So it's a second option here.
Or could be the third one, clumsy person.
He's also a clumsy person who keeps dropping things.
Yeah.
Now, idioms based using body parts. Apple of daddy's eye. So I'll read the passage and maybe you can underline the idioms. Mohit was a very naughty boy. He was also the apple of his daddy's eye. His elder brother was supposed to keep an eye on him in school. But Mohit used to play some or the other prank in the twinkling of an eye. In the eye of the storm at home, Big Brother could only look on wide-eyed. Now, here we have some body parts that can be used as idioms as well. So here in the first one we said apple of daddy's eye, which means he was his favorite. His elder brother was supposed to keep an eye. You don't actually take an eye out and keep on him. To keep an eye on someone is to
basically look out
for him. Yes.
But Mohit used to play some or the other prank in a twinkling of an eye.
A twinkling?
Like maybe a fraction of a second.
A fraction of a second. The time taken to blink an eye, that's in the eye of the storm at home, Big Brother could only look on wide-eyed. Means
he was too surprised.
He was surprised, like when your eyes go wide, you're surprised. That's what it is. That's what it means.
I think we've missed out on one here. In the eye of the storm at night.
Oh yes, in the eye of the storm, which means what? The center of the storm, which means when everything is happening
and all of a sudden,
that's eye of the storm. So today we've looked at many different conversations where we've looked at idioms using body parts, We've looked at idioms using animals. We've used idioms using color. We've used many different conversation skills, many different idioms to see how we can use these simple phrases as idioms and then as conversation bits. Conversation, as you've seen, also flows only when you are inquisitive, as she said, only if you ask questions. And if you are the one who has been asked a question, don't just give a one-word answer. Use some of these idioms, take a longer sentence and give a little more extra information. That way she will have to, or the other person will have to ask more questions and the conversation will flow. These are some tips on conversations, the first of many series to come on conversations. We will do many more, but for today and for right now, I think we have done very well in conversation skills as well. We will see each other tomorrow again. We will look at different things, pronunciation, maybe some conversation skills as well. We will see you tomorrow. Have a good day ahead. Thank you so much.